This week on album rankings, I'm taking the top 10 best hard rock heavy metal albums of 1982. I'm not going to waste any time, let's get to it. Cheap Trick's One on One is number 10 on this list. Released on April 30th, 1982. It was produced by Roy Thomas Baker, legendary producer. This was the first album to feature their new bassist John Brandt after original bassist Tom Peterson left the group in '80. Through the recording session, most of it was recorded without him, as guitarist Rick Nielsen played bass on all but 3 tracks: Saturday at Midnight, If You Want My Love, and She's Tight. Brandt's face is partially obscured on the front cover. The song If You Want My Love is one of Rick Nielsen's favorite songs he has recorded with Cheap Trick. Since its release, the album went up to number 39 on the Billboard 200, and it was received gold status in the United States. Next, Tigers of Pantang's fourth studio record, The Cage, released on August of 1982, makes it to number 9. It marked a move to a more commercial direction, selling over 200,000 copies and giving birth to 2 top 50 singles in the UK, namely the covers of Lieber and Stoller's Love Potion number 9 and the lesser-known RPM song Rendezvous. Another single charted at number 63, the Steve Thompson song Paris by Air. It is shortly after producing the album the band split for the first time due to tensions with their record label MCA. Rob Weir and Brian Dick then formed the band Sargent. How they got back together again, I never know. I have never listened to Tigers of Pantang before until recently, so this is one worth checking out. Next, Motorhead's Iron Fist comes in at number 8, released in April of 1982. This would be the last album to feature Fast Eddie Clarke on guitars, as he was soon replaced by Thin Lizzy guitarist Brian Robertson. After the success of Ace of Spades and No Sleep Till Hammersmith, Motorhead went back to the studio to do Iron Fist, and it only produced one single called Iron Fist and another one called Go to Hell. Since its release, it went up to 174 on the Billboard 200, number 6 in the UK, and went silver in the UK. Next, Whitesnake's Saints and Sinners is number 7 on this list. It peaked at number 9 on the UK albums chart, but failed to chart in the United States, and it went silver. 2 of the tracks, Crying in the Rain and Here I Go Again, were later re-recorded for their self-titled 1987 record. I think when David Coverdale first did Here I Go Again and Crying in the Rain, it probably didn't sound right until it was re-recorded 5 years later with their legendary 1987 record. Next, at number 6 is the self-titled debut album from Canadian rocker Aldo Nova. Thanks to a song Fantasy, which is a standout track, and other songs like Hot Love, Ball and Chain, Heart to Heart, and Fooling Yourself, the album made it to number 8 on the Billboard 200 and was certified gold in May of 1982, then went platinum in February of 1989, then double platinum by 1994. Next, Night Ranger's debut album, Dawn Patrol, hits number 5. Released in November of 1982, the album was released on Neil Bogart's The Boardwalk Entertainment Company. During the recording of the album, the band was known as Ranger. The first issues of the album were printed and ready to be shipped when a country band from California was found to have the same name, so the band decided to call themselves Night Ranger, after the song Blades had written for the album. Don't Tell Me You Love Me, the first single, which had a music video in heavy rotation on MTV, reached number 40 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 4 on Billboard's mainstream rock tracks. At number 4 is Kiss's Creatures of the Night. Now, I talked about this when I ranked Kiss albums in the past, so it was released on October 25th, 1982. It was their last album for Casablanca Records, the only label which for Kiss had recorded up to that point. It was dedicated in memory of founder and Kiss supporter Neil Bogart, who had died of cancer during the recording sessions. It was also the last album to feature Ace Frehley credited as an official member, and the first album with Vinnie Vincent as the initially uncredited lead guitarist. The standout songs were the title track, I Love It Loud, and I Still Love You, and of course, the album closer, War Machine. Next, the Scorpions' 8th record, Blackout, comes in at number 3. I have covered this album recently on my album review series. You can go check it out. Since its release, it had gone platinum and went up to number 10 on the Billboard 200, while it made it to number 10 in the German charts as well, number 11 in the UK. The standout tracks included Blackout, No One Like You, and China White. Next, Screaming for Vengeance, the 8th studio record for Judas Priest, comes in at number 2, released in July of 1982. And it was considered to be the band's commercial breakthrough in North America, as it had been certified double platinum in the United States and platinum in Canada. Screaming for Vengeance spawned the hit You Got Another Thing Coming, which turned out to be their biggest, most commercially successful track ever. The Helium and Electric Eye, which became one of the band's signature songs and perennial radio favorite. Since its release, Screaming for Vengeance made it to number 17 on the Billboard 200, and as mentioned, went platinum. It's no surprise that Iron Maiden's The Number of the Beast takes the number 1 spot. It was released in March of 1982. It was the band's first number 1 album in the UK. It reached the top 40 in the US and produced the singles Run to the Hills and the title track, the former of which became the band's top 10 UK hit, the first. I've done an album review on this most recently, about a little over a month ago. You can go check that video out as well. So there is your list of the best hard rock heavy metal albums of 1982. Handpicked by me, by the way. I know you have differences of opinion, so leave them in the comment section below. Every Sunday, it's album rankings. Until next week, adios. Don't you believe